Register now.
What's happening, people? Welcome to today's session. I hope that all of you guys are doing good and taking care of yourself. My name is Arnab, Master Teacher of Science here in Vedantu. Welcome, people. Today we'll be talking about gravitation. Today we'll be completing gravitation for good. That's a tata, bye bye. So, happy news. I don't know if you guys notice this that I'm wearing something else for the very first time in 4 months. Every day I used to come with this t-shirt that you see, but yeah, finally. Vedantu has given us permission to wear something else, so yeah, I'm wearing a hoodie today. Yes, people. So, anyways, let me know in the comment section below how it is. I mean, I think I do look good, so yeah, let me know in the comment section below if you guys like it or not. But nonetheless, welcome to today's session, people. This is going to be the 4th session of gravitation. I hope that you guys have gone through the previous recordings. I hope that you guys are following about what all we've been doing for the past couple of weeks now. And in today's session, guys, we're going to be doing something very amazing. Yeah. That's it. We're going to talk about mass and weight of an object. It's going to be a very interesting concept. It's going to be a very interesting class as well. So stay till the end and do not forget to subscribe. Like, people, hit the subscribe button. Kill it. Yes, murder it. Anyways, this is the code for today and it's a long one. Yes, as you can see, a lot of new changes. Generally, it's like 1 or 2 lines. Today, we are going all out. So here is the code for today, guys. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. All you have to do is believe in that ability of yours. It's not, see, I always say this. Not every great person is born great. No. Greatness comes from within. It does not matter what field you're in, does not matter what you're doing, whether you're in 6th standard, 7th, 8th, 10th, does not matter. Greatness can be achieved everywhere. It's just about starting that fire within so that you can achieve that great milestone of yours. So it's all about that. It's just about putting down a goal and moving towards that. It does not matter whether someone agrees whether what you've done is great or not. What matters is whether you feel great about what you've done or not. Right? So with that said, let's get into today's session, people. So once again, people, we have done 3 sessions of this chapter, this amazing, super interesting chapter already. So the next week, guys, do not forget, we will be having the live session as well for gravitation, the entire quiz. So do come prepared. Do not just come in and walk like a boss and walk in. No, I don't want you guys to do that. Make sure that you watch all the videos, prepare yourself, and come there and rock your Menti quiz as well. So I hope to see you guys live in the next session as well. So with that said, guys, let's get into today's session without wasting any more time. So I had given you homework in the last class that we had. The question was this: the value of acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the Earth at sea level is what? And the answer to that question is 9.8 meter per second square. Now, how did I come to this conclusion, people? Remember that G is equal to Gm by R square, where M is nothing but the mass of the Earth and R is nothing but the radius of the Earth. So if you talk about at the sea level, obviously the radius of the Earth and the mass of the Earth is going to be the same. And you already know that if the mass of the Earth and the radius of the Earth does not change, or if it remains unchanged, then the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square itself. That's it, guys. That's it. So that is the answer. Congratulations to all those who nailed this question. Keep up the good work, and I hope to see you guys. I don't see much answers in the comment section, but what is happening now? What's happening? Let me know what is the answer in the comment section below, people. It gives me some sort of modification, yeah, some sort of motivation to for me also to push harder, to do a little bit better. So please, guys, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, so that we also get a little bit of, like I said this in the last session as well, we are like vampires. We need likes. Like how vampires need blood, we need likes, we need comments. So yeah, do that. Anyways, so we will mass and weight. Let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about mass and weight. It's a very interesting concept, so listen very carefully. Here's the thing, guys. Let's say there's a man whose mass is 70 kg on the moon. Now, what would be his mass on Earth? The answer is going to be 70 kgs. If his mass is 70 kgs on Earth, on moon as well, it's going to remain the same. If you put him on Mars, the same. If you put them on the in the core of the sun, it's still going to remain the same. You know why? Because mass is the amount of matter present in that substance, or the amount of matter contained in that substance. And amount of matter does not change. For example, if you talk about a solid, it has so many number of atoms and molecules. It's going to remain same no matter where you take it to. It's going to remain the same if you go to the nuke equator, if you go to the poles, if you go to the another planet. It does not matter because mass of a body remains constant and it does not change at all. All right. Now, this is an easy concept, right? Sometimes like bacha concept. Mass is going to remain same. But what about weight? Is weight something that is related to this? Kind of, but not really. See, as we already know that Earth pulls everything towards the center by a force called as gravitational force. We already know that. This force exerted on an object is what is called as weight. That's all. Weight is what? The force by which Earth pulls anything towards the center. And we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. We have seen this in the past. We know that force is equal to what? Let me just use another color because, yeah, does not make any sense if I write red down right. So yeah, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass times acceleration. Now, here the acceleration is produced because of gravity, and hence A is equal to G because it's acceleration due to gravity. So what do you get? F is equal to M times G, or M into G. This is basically what is weight. So instead of F, just write it as W, and that gives you weight. It's as simple as that, guys. Weight is what? The force by which the Earth attracts anything towards the center. That is what is called as weight. That's all. That is what is weight, guys. Once again, let me just, reiterate for you guys. Mass is the amount of matter present in the body. Weight is the force by which our body is being pulled down to the center of the earth by gravity. That is what the force acting on it is what is called as weight, and weight is equal to mass times acceleration to gravity. Alright, that's it, right? No, people, there's a little bit more. Now, weight acts in the downward direction. Why? Because gravitation is acting in the downward direction. You know that gravitation is not in the acting in the opposite direction. It's not pushing you outwards. It's pulling it down. So it's in the downward direction. So weight is also in the downward direction itself. And hence, remember this, guys. Weight is a vector quantity because we consider the direction as well. Not only the magnitude, it also we also consider the direction as well. And hence, weight is a vector quantity. All right. Now that you understand this, guys, we all use weighing machines or weighing scales, right? How does that really work? Is that something that measures your mass, or is it something that measures your weight? I'll tell you that in a minute. But before that, guys, let me just reiterate again what is weight. So weight of an object is nothing but the force of attraction of the earth, which brings the object towards the center. And the SI unit is Newton because it's a force. It's a force, so it's Newton, and it is acting in the downward direction. And hence, because we consider the direction as well, it is a vector quantity. Simple? Alright, now let's talk about the weighing machine. As I was saying, see guys, the weighing machine that you have, you say that you're 80 kgs, you're 90 kgs, but actually, how is it able to measure the amount of matter? It's not. What happens is that when you're standing on that weighing machine, you're exerting a force, right? You're exerting a force in the downward direction. And this weighing machine measures that force that you apply. And we know that weight is what? Weight is equal to mass times acceleration due to gravity. And for a particular place, we have seen that acceleration due to gravity remains same. It does not change. It remains same for a particular place because we know that G is equal to what? G is equal to what? It's Gm by r square, where G is nothing but the universal gravitational constant, m is the mass of the earth, and r is nothing but the radius of the earth. So for a particular place, acceleration due to gravity is going to be constant. And if that is constant, we know that weight is equal to mass times acceleration. You can say that because G is constant, you can say that weight is proportional to mass. So what does that mean? If the weight increases, so does your mass. If the mass decreases, so does your weight. That's it, people. And that is what it's actually measuring. It's actually measuring the force. And it's because the value of G is already known, you can say that weight is almost equal to mass, or it's proportional to mass, and hence that's how it measures what is your mass. It's not that it's actually measuring each and every molecules and atoms present inside the body. It rather measures the weight, and then because it is proportional to mass, it tells you what your mass is. That's how it works. So for example, guys, let's say you are someone who weighs around 70 kgs. I'm pretty sure that none of you guys watching this video weighs 70 kg, or maybe a couple of you guys are, but I for sure am much more than that. Anyways, so let's say that okay, it's me. I would be happy if someone calls me 70 kg. Anyways, so let's say that okay, I weigh 70 kgs on Moon. All right. Now, would his weight be the same on Moon as well as Earth? If my mass is 70 kg on Moon, is my weight going to be the same on Earth and Moon? In one simple words, I'll tell you one thing. No, people. No, that's not going to happen. Now, how do you calculate it? We know that what is weight? Weight is what? Let me just change the color. Yeah, it's all colorful. So you have to keep changing the color. Now, weight is equal to mass times acceleration due to gravity. Now, acceleration due to gravity is what? The universal gravitational constant into mass into the square of the radius of that particular planet. Now, if you talk about the Moon, if you talk about, let's talk about the Earth first, then we'll work our way through the Moon as well. So the mass of the person, that's me, is m, which I know is 70 kgs. I'm just going to ignore that value right now. I'm just going to keep it as it is. Weight of the object on Earth, I'll take it as WE. So that means F is equal to WE, the force, because weight is what? The force by which Earth is pulling it towards the center. So force, or other words, the weight on Earth is going to be, or force can be written as weight of the object on Earth. Now, the mass of the Earth is me, which is going to be constant, and the radius of the Earth is re, which again is going to be constant. So we know that F is equal to gmm by r square. We've already seen that in the past. So rather than using this formula, I can directly say that F is equal to what? F is equal to gmm by r square. But here, I know that m is equal to what? Me, mass of the Earth, and r is equal to what? Re, the radius of the Earth. So I can write that WE, which is nothing but the weight of the object on Earth, because we know that force is equal to basically the weight. No, it's the same thing, right? It's the force by which Earth is pulling towards the center. So I know that F is equal to WE. So WE is equal to GMEM divided by RE square. Simple, right? No, that's all. Now, we already know what is the mass of the Earth. We already know what is the radius of the Earth. We know the value is basically, if you talk about the mass of the Earth, it's around 6 into 10 to the power 24 kgs. And if you talk about the radius of the Earth, that's around 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meters. Now, you can keep that into the exact, you can leave it as the exact value, that is 5.98, or you can take it as 6. It's close to 6, and 6.37 you can take it as 6.4, or you can take it as 6.37 itself into 10 to the power 6 meters. Now, substitute these values in place of me and this one in place of re. Simple. Once you calculate it, once you do the calculation, like magic, you do that and you get the weight of the object on Earth is 1.474 into 10 to the power of 11 into g, which is a constant acceleration, at the universal gravitational constant, which you already know, 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11, and also know the mass of the object, which we started off with, which is nothing but 70 kg. So this is what I'm going to get, 1.474 into 10 to the power of 11 into g into m is what I'm going to get. So far so good? Awesome. I'm going to do the exact same thing now for Moon. So in place of me, I'll take the equation. So I'll just write it over here. So Wm, which is nothing but the weight of the object on Moon, is equal to g, which is going to remain the same. That is the mass of the object on Moon, the mass of the Moon, into the mass of the object divided by the radius of the Moon, the square of the radius of the Moon. And we know that the mass of the Moon is 7.36 into 10 to the power 22 kgs, and the radius of the Moon is 1.74 into 10 to the power 6 meters. Substitute the values. What are you going to get? You get as 2.431 into 10 to the power of 10 into g into m. So you saw that the mass of the object on Moon is 2.431 into 10 to the power of 10 into g into m. And the mass of the object on Earth, on the other hand, was 1.474 into 10 to the power of 11 into g into m. Now divide the both. The mass of the weight of the object on Moon divided by the weight of the object on Earth. So divided. So this is what you're going to get. Once you divide these two equations, these two values, that is 1.474 into 10 to the power of 11 into g into m divided by 2.473 divided by 1.474 into 10 to the power of 11 into g into m. So g gets cancelled, gets cancelled. What are you left with? 2.4741 divided by 1.474. If you divide it, you'll get it as 1 by 6. So you get it as the weight of the object on moon divided by the weight of the object on earth is equal to 1 by 6. Now I know calculations are, please don't bore us anymore. Relax. Calculations done. Now, what does this mean? Let me just tell you what this means. This means that whatever is the weight of the object on moon is basically going to be 1 by 6th the time of the object on the weight of the object on earth. So for example, what I mean to say by this, if the weight of the object is, let's say, 60 Newton on earth if it's 60 Newton, then on moon it's going to be 60 divided by 6, which is nothing but 10 Newton. So that is what it means. The weight of the object on moon is 1 by 6th or 1/6 of the weight of the object on the earth, whatever is the value. So you see that the mass of the object is taken as 70 kg, the weight of the object is taken as, the person is taken as 686 Newton. So if you divide that by 6, which is 113.4 Newton, is going to be the weight of the person on moon. It's going to be 1 by 6. Whatever the value is, it's going to be 1 by 6th of that value when you talk about the moon. The reason why, guys, the reason is because the gravitational pull of the moon is far lesser than that of the earth. And this is the reason why we can easily, you've probably seen all these videos of, Neil Armstrong jumping around like, like an open kangaroo. Yeah, no offense, but yeah, it looks fun, right? Yeah, it looks really fun. I wish I could do this, but yeah. So people, this is the reason why they can do it. It's because, not because, yeah, they are excited, but also because of the fact that the gravitational pull on the moon is far more lesser than on the earth, and so you have the opportunity to hop around longer, because you can you have a longer air time compared to how you were to do it on earth. So if Michael Jordan were to be on moon, if you had a basketball match on moon, you can imagine that Jadoo wala movie where all the children that all start flying. It's going to be like that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm good at all these lame jokes. So people, that is pretty much it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new out of today's session. So by that, we have completed the gravitational wala chapter. In the next session, like I told you guys, will be coming live. So be prepared, be ready, and I hope to see you guys over there. But before we end today's session and we get into the questions part, guys, if you would like to be a part of us, if you want to be a part of this Vedantu family and study with the best of the best teachers on the best of the best platform with the best of the best online, abilities, online, platform that is, with quizzes and interaction, an interactive platform every single session. You want to enjoy sessions like this, you can be a part of us. All you have to do is click on the link that is given in the description below. Trust me, guys, if you are a part of us, if you're if you take up the pro course, you would be solving all of your problems in one shot. In fact, all the sessions would have not just one teacher, not just a master teacher who will help you clear your conceptual doubts and help you clear your doubts, but at the same time you'll also have the class teacher as well, who will help you understand the concepts and help you clear your doubts much better inside the class itself. You can download all the notes and watch every single recording of every single sessions. You get unlimited number of tests and assignments, which helps you to improve yourself every single day. And you'll be trained for your competitive exams, and for free of course. Again, if you go for the pro course, all of these are granted. Everything is going to be given to you. Everything is going to be along with it for free, with the micro courses, crash courses, your NTSC preparation, NSO preparation, everything for free of cost. Everything would be a part of it if you were to enroll in the pro course. And again, the link is given in the description below. All you have to do is click on the link and be a part of the family. People, experience the joy of online learning, with the best, one of the best online platform that is. So do not forget to use the coupon code AMEPRO to avail those discounts as well. So if you click on the link, this is what you're going to get. They'll ask you which board, which grade and the board do you belong to. Let's say you're in 10th grade. Once you choose that, They'll ask you which board do you belong to, CBSE, ICSE or Maharashtra. Choose the board that you're in, CBSE, ICSE or Maharashtra board. Once you click on it, this is what you're going to get. Everything that I just told you, everything in every single detail is given over here. What you do is click on get subscription. Once you click on get subscription, this is what you're going to get. They're going to ask you if you want to go for the 1 month program, 3 month program or the 6 month program. Now again guys, for all of these, no matter which program you go for, you'll be getting all the micro courses and every single competitive exams with all the abilities. Like I told you before, everything would be given for free with the best of the best teachers again. So if you go for the 1 month program, the base price of that is 2,699. On top of that, if you use the coupon code AMEPRO, you get additional 540 rupees discount, and what you'll be paying is 2,159 rupees for the next 1 month. Let's say we're over the 3 month program, which I would suggest you guys to go for, because your exams are coming up nearby, and I'm pretty sure that some of you guys are scared and some of you guys are a little flustered about what to do next. Do not worry guys, we've got you covered. We'll make sure that you guys are on the right track. We'll be giving you all sorts of helps and all sorts of support that we can do from our side. Not only on the YouTube channel, you'll be getting you'll be getting the same thing, even I would say even better than this, in your regular long-term sessions as well. So if you go for the 3 month program, the base price of that is 6,999. On top of that, if you use the coupon code AMEPRO, you get additional 1,400 rupees discount, and what you're paying essentially for the next 3 months is 5,599 rupees. Again people, I can't stress this enough. Again, one of the best online platform to help you guys do better in your exams. If you go for the 6 month program, the base price is 11,499. On top of that, if you use the coupon code AMEPRO, you get additional 2,300 rupees discount, and what you'll be essentially paying for the next 6 months would be 9,199 rupees. The link description or in the pinned comment section below. And also people, do not forget the coupon code to avail those amazing discounts. AMEPRO is the discount. I'll see you guys in the regular sessions. With that said people, let's get into the questions now. This is the time. This is the time. Like fold your t-shirts. Enjoy the rest of the questions. The questions are super interesting. It is super awesome as well. So make sure that you try each and every question out, because trust me guys, if you keep practicing these kind of questions, it'll be a lot more easier when it comes to your final exams. You won't have to stress yourself so much out. Here's the first question. Let me know what is the answer for this one. Come on. The mass of an object is 60 kg. What is the weight of the object on Earth? Now, let me know what is the answer in the comment section below before I type out the answer, before I write it down. I want you guys to let me know what is the answer. If the mass of the object is 10 kgs, what is the weight of the object on Earth? Is it 10 Newton, 9.8 Newton, 98 Newton, or 980 Newton? Let me know people. The answer is quite straightforward. So we know that weight is equal to mass into acceleration to gravity. Now mass is given as 10, acceleration to gravity is 9.8, so it is 98 Newton. Simple guys. Bacha question, laddu question. That is the answer guys. That is the answer for the first question. Moving on to the second one. It's another easy one. Here's the question. If the Earth shrinks half of its radius, its mass remaining the same, what is the weight of the object on the Earth? By how many times would it change? 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times? If the radius of the Earth shrinks and the weight of the mass of the object remains the same, mass of the Earth remains the same, what is going to be the weight of the object on Earth? How would you solve this question guys? It's actually pretty straightforward. You know that weight is equal to mass times acceleration to gravity, and acceleration to gravity is what? It's basically gm by r squared. Now we know that r is equal to 1 by 2 of r because it's changing. That is what is mentioned in the question. So I'm going to write that down over here. So gm, mass remains the same, so 1 by 2 r the whole square. So what are you going to get? Gm by 1 by 4 r square, because 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. So 4 goes to the numerator. So what am I going to get? 4 gm, that's 4 gm divided by r square is equal to g. This is what you're going to get. Now what is gm by r square? Gm by r square is what? It's g. So g is equal to 4 times the g. So basically what happens is that the acceleration to gravity increases 4 times. So if acceleration to gravity increases 4 times, so what happens? So weight is equal to m into g. So g becomes 4 times of it. So it'll be 4g. So what is the weight? Weight will also becomes 4 times. That is the answer. That's nice. Because why? Because this will be what you can write as. You can write this as 4 into mg. What is m into g? M into g is nothing but weight. So you can write as 4 into w. That is nothing but 4 times the original weight. So the answer guys would become option number C, which is nothing but 4. Simple question. I knew it guys. I trust you people. So that is the answer, guys. Once again, it's a very simple question. All you have to do is substitute the value of r. That is, it's becoming half of it. So substitute that over there and get the answer. Simple. Moving on to the third question. Here's another one. An object weighs 10 Newton when measured on the surface of the Earth. What would be the weight when it's measured on the surface of the Moon? If the weight of the object on Earth is 10 Newton, what is going to be the weight of the object on Moon? Is it 9.8 Newton, 16.7 Newton, 1.67 Newton, or 98 Newton? Now here's the thing, guys. We know that the weight of the object on Moon is equal to 1 by 6 of the weight of the object on Earth. So weight of the object on Earth is given as 10. So 10 divided by 6 is what you get. 2, 3, 6, 2, 2, 5, 10, 3, 1, 3.36, 18. So it'll be 1.67 is what you're gonna get, people. One more easy question. That is it, people. The right answer is 1.67 Newton. That is all. Very easy. Like, it's like 4 steps. And this was going to fetch you at least 2 to 3 marks, people. Very, very simple. Just remember the formulas. Remember what I just taught you today. And it's going to be like super duper easy. So do not forget. Do not forget. Do not forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well, guys. In the meantime, like I told you, vampires. Here is your homework for today. Let me know what is the answer in the comment section below. The question is, what is the SI unit of mass and weight? A very simple question. Try it out. Let me know what is the answer in the comment section below. I'll be hoping to see your answers as well. Thank you for joining once again, guys. And also, before we end today's session, I have a very important notice for you guys to be aware of. The thing is this, guys, that we have launched the Vedantu Master Scholarship Admission Test, which is going to get you a scholarship. The scholarship pool is 100 crores, and you could definitely be one of them. All you got to do is this, guys. Take part in the test that happens every Sunday at 3 p.m. starting from 25th of October, goes all the way till 29th of October. So you still have time. Take part in the quiz, take part in the test. It'll only take you 2 to 3 hours. And if you manage to crack the exam, people, you're going to get 100% scholarship. You're going to secure your own future for that just 2 to 3 hours. So do check it out. And again, if you want to check out the results, these are the results that we got last year, and this year we are hoping to do much better than that as well. So these are the results, guys. That is it from my side. Once again, thank you for joining. Once again, the link is given in the description below. Don't forget the coupon code AME Pro to be a part of our family. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and this is Anup signing off for the day. Have a great evening ahead. Until the next time we meet, this is Anup signing off.